Hi everyone. Okay, I'm back. I didn't realize I did this live event and a bunch of you joined, and it's find answers while you sleep. Okay? You don't have to remember your dreams to be able to find answers while you sleep. So, I'm going to invite some of the people that came in, which was Kat. Invite. Okay, done. So, this is a prelude to my Dreams 101 course. Okay, so which I'm going to invite all of you to, and I'll give you some special instructions when this is over. And I'm just going to sort of do a loop about what dreams are to keep, if you're just listening to this later. Hi, Laura. So I'm going to do a mini workshop on dreams and how you can find answers while you sleep. I've been doing this for most of my life, finding answers while I sleep. And it's a really easy way to actually get simple answers like, what should I say to my boss? Or should I move? Or how come I'm feeling sad lately? What's going on with my child? And you don't have to remember your dreams. Okay, I got a new twist on this. So you don't have to recall your dreams. You don't have to ever remember your dreams to be able to use your sleep to find answers. So I've been doing this for over 25 years, and actually I've been doing it all my life, but I've been studying dreams for over 25 years because I had discovered that not everybody remembers their dreams. When I was younger, I don't know, I talked to somebody about all the dreams that I had that night, and they're like, you had like 4 dreams last night and you remember them all? I'm lucky if I ever even dream. So then I started talking to people. I'm like, what? People don't remember their dreams? I had no clue. Literally, I thought I was like just transported into another world every single time, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how you can find answers while you sleep. And this is a prelude to a Dream 101 course that I'm going to be doing. Laura, just hang in there. A bunch of people signed up for this event, and as we know, not everybody comes when it's happening. But they can listen to it later. But I am going to wait for people to chime in, and we're going to talk about it. So my first question for you is, and like I said, you don't have to recall your dreams, but have you ever had a reoccurring dream? You know, the ones that you have over and over and over again, or in a week or a couple of weeks' time, or one of those ones that you have only once in a while. Like a really popular reoccurring dream is when you're running through the hallways in the classrooms and you're going to be late. You're going to be late for a test, right? And so that's one of the popular ones. Falling dreams are a popular one as well. Okay, so everyone who said they were going, we've got Lily. I know it's early in the morning for her because she's in Korea. We got Erin. Erin, come to my event. Okay, so Dream 101 is on now. And so what happens, what does that mean when you have a reoccurring dream? Basically what it means is that there is a pattern in your life. Now this is, if the reoccurring dream is just, you just get it every once in a while, every few years, right? And what that means is that there's something happening that has happened on a regular basis, and you're revisiting that. What do I do? You know, and it's reminding you, this is a pattern. This is a pattern that you want to let go of, that you want to be aware of, that we're trying to get you to focus on. Now, if it's the running across, the going down the hallways of school and you're late for a test, or you're late for an assignment, or you can't find your classroom. I've had those. That's an anxiety dream. And that means that you are trying to work out something throughout your day life, your now life, your waking life, and that you've got anxiety around that. And you feel like it's a deadline, that you're not going to meet up to somebody's expectations, or you're not going to meet the deadline, or you have expectations of yourself and you don't think you're going to quite cut it. Okay, or you feel like you're being tested, and that you're not going to pass. Right? You're not going to pass that test. And a lot of this could be personal stuff within yourself. Okay. Now I'm going to have a 3-part workshop coming up. And if you're in this class now, this free one, and if you're listening to it later, you can go to a page, a new group that I designed just for that class alone. And it's called Dream Answers. Okay, it's a private group. So you ask to join that group. And then it is right now, it's on sale for $19. Okay, it's on sale for $19.99. And that's 3 classes. That's 3 hours for $19.99. Okay, so it's like $8 basically, a class. So pretty cheap. And in that, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through all of the analyzing of dreams. Like, why do you want to dream? How do you dream journal? How can you find answers even though you don't recall your dreams? I'm going to go through that now. I'm going to go through sort of a 101 version of it. Okay. And then we're all going to go through that. We're all going to talk about the dreams, because I'm not going to do this Facebook Live. I'm going to do this through Zoom. All right. And then what you want to do is get your own journal. And that's what we're going to do for the second class. And then I'm going to walk through all of the types and feelings of dreams that we have. The really cool thing about this, and I'll tell you every time I do a live workshop on dreams, what happens is people start recalling their dreams, because I'm implanting it in your head, right? It's actually kind of like a hypnosis, because we're talking about it, we're discussing it. 99.9% of the people that don't dream have a dream in between my workshops, in between the 3 sessions, because they'll be a week apart. Right? And that's part of the advantage of what you get that. So, Laura, I'd like your feedback on this. So we're talking about Dreams 101. And if you want to join my class, which is a 3-week class, which is going to start in 2 weeks from now, I'm actually going to probably start it in September. It's going to be Labor Day. So a 3-week class, right? It's actually $49 for 3 weeks. So 3 1 hours. And, but right now it's $19.99. If you're listening to this, or you're joining in now, and you want to go to this group, and in that group is where you can make the temporary, it's only going to be up for a little bit. Okay, the $19.99, you can pay that through PayPal. If you can't pay through PayPal, and we're going to start the class soon, if you can't pay through PayPal, just PM me or email me at askhollyhall.com. Okay, or you can actually PayPal me, Ask Holly Hall. Holly at Ask Holly Hall. Okay, so if you're watching this right now, I want you to chime in and tell me, what do you know about dreams? What is your experience with dreams? Okay, and have you had a lot of nightmares? Do you have a tendency to have a lot of nightmares? Right? Actually, I'm going to make it $19, because I'm not sure I can do those cents in this way. So I'm going to make it $19. You already saved $1. Okay, and I think so. Laura here has said, I have dreams where within a week or two, they come into reality within a week or two. That's amazing, Laura. Okay, so you know what that is? That's a prophetic dream. And prophetic dreams or psychic dreams is that you have the ability to transcend the concept, the non-concept of time. And you're able to see a pattern of an event that's about to happen. And that's amazing. And not a lot of people are able to do that. And so what type, Laura, what type of dreams do you have? Hi, Lily. Okay, Lily, I want you to chime in. What kind of dreams have you had, Lily? I know that you've had some because you've shared plenty of dreams. In fact, one of the dreams that Lily shared was I was in it. I was a, I was a, I was casted in her dream. Feel very special about that. Actually, I've had a few clients have me casted into their dreams. And what does it mean when you dream about somebody that you know, or even somebody that you hardly know? How often have we had dreams where the person that you were in grade 2 with, right? And it wasn't even somebody that you were friends with or somebody that you hung out with, and boom, they're in your dream. And you're like, what the heck is John doing in my dream? Okay. So what that means is, and I'll give you a really cool tip here. And again, you don't have to remember your dreams. And I'm going to give you that secret before this is over. You don't have to remember your dreams to get answers while you sleep. And I'll tell you exactly how you can go about doing that. But the first thing is that if you're dreaming about a person, even if it's your boss or somebody you work with or your neighbor or a brother-in-law or a sister, even if it's your husband. Okay, now a lot of times our husband and our children, sometimes our parents will actually be who they are, depending on what's the construct of the dream, what's happening around that dream. However, everybody else is only an aspect of yourself. They are a mirroring or an image of who you are. Okay, kind of like in real life, if you're really big into self-help, every time somebody upsets you or hurts you or bothers you, or there's an issue with that person, it's always a mirroring of who you are. So if you're really into self-help and self-awareness and to evolve yourself, you always want to say like, well, okay, that person hurt me, but why did it bother me? Why did it upset me? What is it about that person that I'm uncomfortable with? What is it within me, is being triggered, right? So that's the same thing in dreams. So when you have a person in your dream, the first thing you do is think of the first 3 things that come to your mind. So Lily, when you had a dream with me in it, you'd want to ask, what is the first 3 things that pop in your mind when you think of Holly? Right? So in your case, because we talk regularly, I coach you every month, and you're in one of my private groups, a TLC group. If you're interested in getting answers, 3 questions a week, it's really cheap. It's $59. $59 a month. You get to ask me 3 questions a week. It's a limited group, so there's only a couple of spots left because I can only give that personal attention to so many people. TLC. So that's a TLC tribe is what it's called. So you can PM me and I can give you a way to make that subscribed payment plan to get 3 questions a week answered from me. And everybody asks everything. They even ask questions about other people. My sister's going through this. My mother's going through that. What can I do? So the 3 things, so in Lily's case, she might say, I'm her guide. She might, I know that her business has improved enormously in the past year. She has a school, an English teaching school in Korea. It's based around art and creativity, and her enrollment has increased. And so she might think abundance when she thinks of me, or growth or expansion. And so that dream would be around that. If you dreamt about somebody that you didn't know very well in grade 2, you knew well enough that he was a class clown, he had anxiety, and he was maybe a bully. Okay, so that doesn't mean that you got an enormous amount of anxiety, that you're a bully, or that you're a class clown. What it means is there's an aspect of yourself right at this moment that feels bullied, that may, because it's creating anxiety, and you may be fluffing it off, just making fun of it, not taking it seriously. Okay. So the secret around, and I'm going to give that to you now, a little bit of it. And this is a prelude to a course that I'm doing, a 101 course. It starts in September. It's 3 classes or an hour each, and they're a week apart, and they have to be because there's homework in between. And everybody ends up remembering a dream, at least one dream throughout this course. And right now it's $19. So you're going to go to the link that I put in here and ask to join the group, and you can pay it now as well. So, and then join the group. So, and you're going to want to do this because I find answers for my clients while I'm sleeping. Literally, I will wake up with answers for my clients when I go to sleep, and I do this every single night. I find answers all the time. It's amazing. I love it. So one of the tricks is to use your feelings. Emotions in the heart center is even stronger. That the brain and the emotions in our heart center is even stronger, more predictive, and more reliable than our brain. Okay, why? Because our brain is basically a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard in which everything that we see, smell, hear, feel gets imprinted on that, and then we determine what we want to do with that impression. And that's, it just takes in that information. The heart really knows what to do. Okay, and the heart isn't that fluttery feeling in your stomach. It's not the endorphins and the chemicals and everything. It's not that high feeling. It has nothing to do with that. A lot of people say, well, my heart's, I love him because my heart is like this, even though he's treating you badly. No, that's something completely different. The heart is very calm. It's not overreactive. There's no drama. It's chill. Okay, and it gives you very clear, concise, without a ton of emotions attached to it. Right? It's just clear. So when you go to sleep and you ask a question, so this is a trick. You take a piece of paper, I don't know, like a sticky note, or just any kind of piece of paper. Just rip up a bunch of pieces of paper into square pieces, and you write your question down, and you put that underneath your pillow. Get yourself a journal or even another piece of paper. Write that question down on the top. Okay. Now you don't want to, because what's going to happen is you're going to connect to the universal mind. The universal mind, or the one mind, which we're all connected to, because we're constantly feeding it, and it's constantly delivering information to us. Just half the time we're so preoccupied and busy and emotionally into things that we're not listening to the universal mind. But you know who listens to them? Artists, creators, inventors, historic people that have made groundbreaking discoveries all around the world. Many scientists and physicists and chemists making discoveries all at the same time, because they're all connected to that universal mind, and it's feeding. They're all feeding. It's like being in one big giant room where everyone's collaborating, but you don't have to, right? And what's the part of our brain that's connected to that? Our subconscious. And when is our subconscious is the highest? 2 times: in meditation and when we're sleeping. Okay, so when you're sleeping, you put those questions on that piece of paper under your pillow. You put those questions. I think someone's trying to get a hold of me here. So go to the event page. So let me see if I can share the link as well. So what happens is, while you're sleeping, it taps into that universal. Okay? It taps into that universal mind. You tap into it while you're sleeping, and it looks for the answer. Looks for that answer. Okay? And so let's say, now what I was going to say is, you do not want to have a gigantic question like, when am I going to win $1 million? When am I going to find Mr. Right? Now you can ask, when am I going to find Mr. Right? But what you want to do is know, what you want to be aware of is know that you're not just going to get a one-off answer, right? It's going to start answering what's blocking you and holding you back from finding Mr. Right. It's going to start dissolving some blocks, and it's going to start creating some awareness around that. So this is how you work around feelings. When you wake up, right away, what are thoughts going through your heads? Through your heads? What's the thoughts going through your head? What's the feeling that you have when you wake up? Do you wake up rested? Do you feel anxiety? Do you feel sadness? Do you feel confusion? Okay. Right away, when you're lucid, when you're just waking up, we all wake up with like, I don't want to get up today. I feel like crap. Okay. Is there a song in your head? If you have a song in your head, how many times have you woken up with a song in your head? And it's just playing over and over again. You want to look that song up. Even if you know every word verbatim, look it up and read it. There's a message in there that you would not see if you just start playing it in your head. Okay? So you want to go by the feelings. Now, the other thing is, if you don't recall the dream, throughout the day, look for signs, because a sign will come to you. A conversation will happen, information, something you hear on the radio. Somehow that message will come and you will tap into that and you'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. Never thought of that. Never thought that maybe I should work on my money issues, for instance. Okay. So that's one of the ways that you can do it. Now, you actually want to recall. You want to recall a dream. And that happens throughout the 3-week course that I'm going to be having in September, which is now $19, but it will be $50 when we go, when we do that about 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before. So right now, if you're watching this, it's $19. The other way to recall a dream is, as soon as you wake up, if you remember even little bits of it, even if it's just a tiny little bit, you have to write it down within 5 minutes, within 5 minutes, even sooner, even 3 minutes. Write down the first 3 things that pop into your head. Okay. What's the first 3 things that pop into your head? Right. And then about the dream, and then you write that down. So you might remember a car, you might remember a big ocean, you might remember Johnny that you went to school with. Just write that down. Just write down Johnny, car, ocean. Okay. When you come home or when you've got some time and you read that, you'll remember the entire dream. And that's there's much more to that lesson, but that's what I'm going to teach you in the 3-week course that I'm going to be having, which is $19, which is normally will be $50 when we get closer to it. And it's going to start in September. So you want to join this group, Dream Answers. It's a Facebook group. It's literally Dream Answers. And I'm going to teach you how to find answers while you sleep. Now, with my clients, what happens is we could be spending an entire hour just focusing on one problem. And that happens. We're just focusing on that one problem. And they might be my last client. Usually that's what happens. And then when I go to sleep that night, I wake up with an answer. And that's what happens too. I don't remember the dream, but I just wake up with an answer. I just wake up with something creative, an idea. I just something like, oh, what about this? Right? So I'll tell you, like last week, I woke up with like, oh, I wonder if she went to her, I wonder if she thought of doing a group session with the people that she's trying to work with. So she's working with a bunch of people individually. They're all going to be part of the same event. And she's working with them individually. And I woke up and thought, oh, I wonder if she could just have a Zoom call and talk to all of them at once, and they could support each other and brainstorm each other. And she thought it was a great idea, and she's going to do it. I just sent her off an email. So those are the kind of things that you could ask, right? She could have went to sleep that night and said, what can I do to make this difficulty that I'm having in communicating easier? And she could have woke up with that answer. It didn't come from my head. It came from the universe into my subconscious, right? And so we all have access. and only our subconscious. And you can do that in two ways. You can get into that subconscious state in a couple of ways, and that is meditation and while you're sleeping. Because we're in our subconscious state when we're sleeping, when we're dreaming. You can actually do it daydreaming too, and that's called flow dreaming, daydreaming. And I'm going to talk about that in the third week of the 3 weeks. And the reason there's 3 weeks is because there's a gap in between. You have to do some homework. And that homework builds up that muscle strength to help you in your dream state. So I'm going to wrap this up now. Hopefully that's enough just to tease you. There's 7 different types of dreams. You can find answers whether you recall your dreams or not. And there's 3 different ways to do that, and I'll detail it. There's find out why nightmares are a blessing. It's actually telling you that you're in a metamorphosis. And I'll give you a secret of what that metamorphosis is. And what do reoccurring dreams mean? And what are past life dreams? And how can you have past life dreams? Okay, so all of that I'm going to discuss. The course starts in September. Join the group, Dream Answers. Pay the $19 now and save more than half of the price. So hopefully this has helped some of you, and whoever's listening to the retape or listening now, pretty much guarantee you're going to remember a dream tonight. Namaste.